Are Genshin Impact's premium weapon skins worth it? Hello everyone, this is JDog Plays and today we're going to talk weapon skins, specifically the ones in Genshin Impact. Now for those of you who are unaware, ever since patch 5.7 last year, a new endgame challenge mode has been added into the game called Stygian Onslaught. And with that new challenge mode introduced a set of gorgeous but highly controversial rewards into the game. What you are looking at here are prestige weapon skins which you can only unlock with each Stygian Onslaught patch cycle by defeating all 3 bosses in the domain for that particular cycle on Dire difficulty, the hardest difficulty setting for that game mode. The others being easy, normal, hard, menacing and fearless, basically akin to no badge, bronze, silver, gold and prismatic, Dire being diamond rank. Bosses at this difficulty have upwards of 10 to even 20 million HP, each requiring you to slay them in no more than 120 seconds. To put this into perspective as to how ridiculous these requirements are, despite what stat sheets like to say about meta team DPS, the average Genshin Impact player struggles to even maintain high 5-figure DPS, let alone reaching 6 figures as the sheets would proclaim. What this basically means is that the weapon skins are essentially locked behind a very steep paywall, which has made them a controversial topic that has sparked much outrage and disgust on the forums, calling it pay to win or whale only rewards. For 99% of the player base, these beautiful looking cosmetics are all but impossible to achieve. Let's not beat around the bush here, okay? There are really only 3 realistic ways in which a player can beat Dire difficulty and unlock these rewards. The cheapest option is to own the exact perfect counter meta team required for each specific boss for that particular cycle. With the perfect team, you don't even need constellations. A full C0 rank 0 or C0 rank 1 team is more than capable of clearing Dire difficulty, but you might find yourself cutting the time limit pretty close. Also, it's worth noting that players who achieved such results typically have top 1% artifacts equipped on all of these characters. This is the bleeding edge of min-maxing for as little money spent as possible on their accounts. However, it does still require you to pull for pretty much every single limited character for that particular Stygian cycle that shills for specific boss mechanics, thereby forcing players to ultimately spend more on banners than they would have liked to. Okay, so the next step up from there would be to spend even more money. Compensating for extreme min-maxing both in artifacts and mechanical skill, players will need to invest in additional constellations for their characters, generally anywhere from C1 to C3 across the entire board of characters for all 3 teams, which means significantly more money spent on the game compared to a free-to-play player or a low spender. And then finally, if you just want more freedom to play whoever you want with less than optimal team compositions, you just whale it out. Bringing multiple C6 characters off meta can still clear Dire difficulty bosses. However, it has become apparent lately that newer bosses are getting more and more restrictive on their gimmicky mechanics aimed to shill for the latest characters. So in certain situations, you may find that even a full team of C6 characters won't scratch the boss's health bar at all, because you will never get past the gimmicky mechanics that grant the boss damage immunity. And if you thought spending upwards of $1,000 to $3,000 on the game to have a realistic shot at unlocking these cosmetics was insane enough, there is actually one last step even higher than that. Because there are actually 2 different variations of these weapon skins. If you manage to defeat all 3 bosses on Dire difficulty collectively in no more than 180 seconds, you will unlock a special dazzling glow effect to your weapon skins that the regular weapon skins do not have. To beat the domain in what is effectively half the time limit given, you will need a full C6 rank 5 party across the board. This difficulty and reward tier is reserved exclusively for mega whales who have spent over $100,000 on their account. So yeah, you can forget about it. Oh, and did I forget to mention that the cosmetics aren't permanent? Yeah, you heard that right. After all that time and money spent to acquire them, you will only get to enjoy them on your account for at most the next 40 days if you cleared the Stygian Onslaught challenge on day 1 of release. They will eventually disappear off of your account and you will need to reobtain them again the next cycle. If any of you play League of Legends, it is similar to reaching Challenger rank. You don't get to keep the rank forever. If you stop playing, you're going to lose it. It is a seasonal thing, not permanent. So, this brings me back to the original question of the video. Are these weapon skins worth it? Is it worth it to spend upwards of $1,000 to $3,000 to unlock these rewards? Is it worth it to spend $100,000 more just to add an extra sparkly glow to said rewards? My answer? No. They are absolutely not worth it. As someone who just recently cleared their first Dire Onslaught this patch at the start of the new year 2026, after 7 months since the challenge mode was first added into the game, I can tell you from my own experience and perspective that the novelty of these cosmetics falls off a cliff instantly after you obtain them. Here are all the reasons why you should not be chasing after these skins all year round. If you are a try-hard sweat at the game, the first time you complete Dire is the best it's ever going to get. The feeling of accomplishment on that first clear cannot be compared against. One more thing you can tick off your bucket list for in-game goals. Dire 1 is as far as you are ever going to get. If you aren't a millionaire, just forget about Dire 2. It doesn't exist. Beyond this point, there is little to no reason I see for pursuing these cosmetics any further. Genshin at the end of the day is primarily a single player game, and these weapon skins are not permanent. Who are you trying to impress with these skins? After I finally achieved Dire Onslaught and got my hands on these beautiful weapon skins, I did what any narcissistic ego-stroking Andy would do, and that is to queue into public co-op lobbies all day, every day, for a week straight, to flash my bling bling in everybody's faces and farm for validation and attention. And oh boy, was I disappointed. To anyone out there watching this video, if you are exactly this kind of person that I'm describing, you are of the mindset that the main reason you want to clear Dire is to flaunt the weapon skins in other people's faces like a little attention-seeking whore, then I'm going to save you the trouble right now. Don't bother. Like seriously, just don't bother. In over 500 public lobbies that I queued into, only 2, yes, 2 frickin' lobbies acknowledged or even noticed any of these weapon skins. The truth is that most players won't give a shit. They won't huddle around your character while your weapon is on show, fangirling all over you like, oh my god, you have the weapon skins, oh my god, I'm so wet right now, oh my god, you're so cool, can we be friends? Oh my god, slay king. Nobody is going to message you in chat pointing out your cosmetics. You are not going to get anywhere near the amount of validation and attention that you were hoping for. 99% of the people you queue up with don't care, won't care, never even notice, or if they did, they will not give you the satisfaction. Whales certainly don't care because they already have them as well. Fearless difficulty clearers will either stay quiet or just instantly rage quit the lobby out of jealousy, and free-to-play noobs are too busy struggling to even play their one single character in 4-player co-op correctly to be worrying about noticing your weapon skins. It was evident when I ran my Eula with the Claymore weapon skin attached, easily the most obnoxious, in-your-face and showy cosmetic of the set, and parked it in front of everybody's faces in public co-op lobbies. Not a single person acknowledged it. Not a single one. The only 2 times I received comments on the skins were for Zabai's sword and Amber's bow during a Smurf run. These weapon skins are for pure self-satisfaction. If you want them for yourself, then by all means go for it and keep chasing after them because you love looking at them on your characters on your account. But if you are somebody who is driven by external validation as the main reason to clear Dire Onslaught and claim the weapon skins, you will be left sorely disappointed almost every time. Because sadly, no one cares. Imagine spending over $1,000+ on the game impulsively just to clear a dire onslaught cycle in hopes to garner fame, attention and recognition amongst a bunch of random nobodies in public lobbies, only to find out that 99% of the players you encounter don't even know you exist, let alone what your weapon looks like. What a great way to spend your money. So, to end this video, I ask once again, are these weapon skins worth the hype? Worth the money? If you want them purely for yourself, then sure, go for it. But if you want them to show off, then absolutely not. Don't waste your time or money, it is completely pointless. And with that, I bid you all farewell. Thank you for watching up until the end of the video. If you liked it, please like, comment and subscribe. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going back into public co-op to go farm for some more attention. Bye bye!